All right, so I am definitely recording now. Let's get started. Let's make sure you can see my screen. Make sure you can. Yes. All right. So let's start out by talking about the midterm, which I believe is next week. Correct me if I'm wrong. Am I right? Next week?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, very good. All right, so I've laid out, I think this is the uh different wall types that in your layout right now, if you've done this already, which you should have, or you should do it before the midterm starts, I I know that there's going to be three stacked walls, so I made three stacked walls. Any of these walls can be modified to be whatever the handout asks you to make them. And I learned something last semester that one of my students made these walls, but they weren't stacked walls. He just put these walls on top of each other. So this information is very important for you to do a screen capture and post it on your one of your sheets so that it says it's a stacked wall and it tells me what the name of the stacked walls are and the heights of them. I think that I think that the variable for this midterm is best to be made the bottom one, whatever the bottom one is. And I find that in my practice of architecture, that is the best one to be the variable. And what that means is all of these walls are the exact height, have to be this exact height, and they will be in your stacked wall. But you could tell that the top of this wall could be the top of the second floor wall, and this could be the bottom of the basement wall. But the bottom of the basement wall might change, or you might say bottom of the basement wall plus 2 feet. Well, all of these objects, all of these are set in an elevate in a height, but we need to have a variable when this wall height changes, something needs to be able to expand or contract to satisfy the constraints. And so that's why we have a variable. We always have a variable. But if we take a look at the properties of this wall here, it says it goes bottom of basement wall is the base constraint, and the top of TO stands for top of second floor wall. But what if I said the bottom of the basement wall plus 2 feet? So look what happened. That went up by 2 feet. The top of the wall stayed the same. That went up by 2 feet, but all of the pieces in this wall have a fixed height to them already. So one of these walls has to be able to expand or contract depending upon what the constraints say that it is. Now, if what if this wall were only this tall, then this wall would have to be able to contract if that's where the wall heights were. These heights will all stay the same. It's the variable that will be modified. So let's change that back to 0 and see, it goes to there. So it's stretched because before it was much smaller. It's the variable that is able to contract or expand depending on what the total height of the wall is supposed to be. In a stacked wall, we only have one wall that can contract or expand, and that's our variable. For purpose of this class, and I find that for purposes of my practice, making the basement wall or the bottom wall be the variable generally is pretty good for setting that to be the variable. I don't know when in the hundreds of houses that I've done with Revit over the years where that wasn't to my best interest to have that be the variable. But for sure in this class, make your bottom the variable. So coming to the class next week at 12 o'clock, I will release the PDF that will look very similar to the PDF that's already in the content area on Blackboard. The walls will be composed of different materials, and the heights of the stacked walls and the pieces that go into the stacked walls will have different heights also. But the general handout is going to look almost exactly like what yours looks like as the example, which was the midterm from last semester. So you'll have 3 hours and 20 minutes to create the stacked walls and the basic walls, as I have asked you to do, and then put that on a sheet or sheets, more likely plural, and have that printed out as a PDF, and only print the sheets that have information on it. I don't need a full set of sheets. So if you have 3 sheets, then when you select your sheets, select them as the sheet numbers and only select those sheet numbers to print. Now, 3/20 is the deadline for submission. So if you submit at 3/21, it will be as if you didn't do it because I won't look at it and I won't grade it. And obviously, I won't apply any points for it. So you want to make sure that you come to class set up for your midterm. You come to class knowing how to do it, to make those changes. I have plenty of videos on.
Professor, I'm sorry, just can you repeat this, the last point? The last point you just said?
The last one I just said was that you want to make sure that you know how to make these walls. You don't want to learn or try to figure out how to create all of these different wall types, the basic walls, and you don't want to learn or try to figure out how to make stacked walls in the 3 hours and 20 minutes of your midterm. You want to bring your basic layout like this, which can be any type of basic walls that you want them to be. And you can have 3 stacked walls, which can be any type of stacked wall that you want them to be. You will start out step 1. Let's take a look at what do we got here? There's our views. Let's take a look at section. You want to make sure that I think that the way that I would attack it, first of all, is to make my levels match the levels that I give you. So you can change the level name if necessary, probably not, but you can have a new project already started with these levels already created. And what you'll do is you'll change the elevation of these levels based upon the handout. That would be my step 1. Step 2 is I would go to these individual walls and make them compose. Like, for example, let's look at what this wall is made up of. This wall is made up of, whoops, brick, airspace, and concrete with these thicknesses. Now, you would want to make sure that you know how to change this wall to whatever I say. I might make it, it might still be brick common, but it might have a different thickness. And it might not be airspace, it might be softwood lumber, and it might have a different thickness. So we can see how to change the thickness easily, and we can see how to change we click on the object, and then we click on these three little dots, and that brings up the standard library, which I won't do anything fancy. I will pick materials from the standard library. So if I were to say softwood lumber, I might pick in the word soft. And then there it is. Softwood is here. Say okay. And now the material is softwood lumber. So you're going to make sure that the function, finish, structure, or substrate is all correct by just simply, you have a drop down here. You can pick which one it is in the function. Then you have these three little dots. You can pick whatever it is from the library. I don't try to type in the name. I go to the library. And the reason I do that is if you don't type it exactly as as Revit has it labeled, it won't recognize it. So I can see it's brick, but there might be, maybe that's dirt on that might be dirt on my screen, but it might be a comma. I'm not sure which. I guess it's dirt on the screen, because I see a little comma after the brick. I don't type in, don't type in ever.
No, there's a comma, but how did you go to the library again?
Well, I highlighted the material name, and then there's these three little dots right next to it. And I just
Okay.
click on those dots, and it brings up your entire library to choose from. Then you can scroll down and pick whatever that material is. If I said thin white sheet, then that's what you would select and say, okay. And then look what it's changed the material to thin white sheet. So that's how you would change your materials on all, there might be 10 or 12 different wall types that exist in the midterm. I'll ask you to take these 10 different wall types or 12 different wall types or 8, I'm not sure exactly how many yet. But what you want to do is already have your basic walls laid out here. And you can call them A, B, C, D. I called it MT4 because it's midterm 4. You can call it whatever you want. Then you simply go in and edit each one to reflect what I'm telling you to make those walls a part of. Then once you've made all of those walls, and you have 3 stacked walls already in your project, in your midterm, don't use your existing final project because the levels will be different. And if you change the levels on your final project, it's going to mess everything up. So start with a new project. Use the template, which I've given you, which is loaded into the content area. And then if you show up with your sheets already made, and all you have to do then is modify these walls to satisfy what I want these walls to be. And then I'll give you the handout for the midterm. So
The midterm is in person online, right?
it is online. You can take it in the lab at school. It's next week, but I won't be there. I will be here online with you. And so you can ask me questions about clarifications, but you cannot ask me how to do something. In other words, if you say, I don't know how to make this wall the way you want it to be, you can't ask me. But if you say, I don't understand what that wall is made up of, I can help you and tell you what the composition of that wall is. Now, that being said, does not mean that you can't, we're going to be online. It's going to be Zoom will be open, and you'll be able to say to your fellow students, I'm having trouble with fill in the blank. And any student that wants to take the time to help you is more than welcome to help you get over that particular speed bump that you have in executing the midterm. Or you can go online to YouTube and look at anybody's videos, mine or anyone else's, to help you do that. Or you can use Copilot to ask it, say, I'm having trouble doing this or that in Revit. And even when I have trouble trying to do something in Revit, and I either look at a past video that I've made or somebody else's video, or I just ask Copilot. I say, hey, Revit's not letting me do this, that, or the other. And it generally walks me through step by step how to remedy the problem that I'm having, or it sends me to a Autodesk forum where someone else has had that problem and somebody else has answered their question. You have access, you're welcome to access that, or you can call a friend. In other words, if you know somebody that really is good in Revit and you're having trouble, you're welcome to call a friend and say, hey, I need help with this, that, or the other. Because in the real world, that is how you would get over that speed bump. You would watch a video, you would phone a friend, or you would look online for the solution to that. So I don't see any reason why I cannot or should not let you do that in a midterm as well. So that doesn't mean you shouldn't come prepared. You should come very prepared, because 3 hours and 20 minutes is not a lot of time. It's not enough time if you don't know what you're doing, but it should be more than enough time if you are familiar with what you're doing. So I have plenty of videos for the setup in your content area. And you can ask some questions today during class about that, because I want to make sure that everybody is ready to go. But I wouldn't show up next week without having my midterm set up. A new project set up with these walls. Doesn't matter what these walls are made up of, as long as they're basic walls, because you're going to modify each one of these anyway. So not to be concerned, you could put all 10 of these could be the exact same basic wall. Doesn't matter, because you're going to come back and change them anyway. And you just need 3 stacked walls in the project. It doesn't matter what they're made up of, because I will ask you to change the composition of those stacked walls using these basic walls in your stacked walls. So that's,
Professor,
yes.
you'll be also available next Monday and the office hours? We
Oh,
could ask you
absolutely.
to.
Yep.
Okay.
Not only next Monday, but a lot of people are taking advantage of my very generous offer to do a private Zoom meeting. If you're having issues, I'm happy. I mean, it depends, of course, upon my responsibilities. I'm often at a job site or on the phone with another client, or something else that prevents me from helping you right away. But my general practice is, if I can, and I usually can, but not always, I'll stop what I'm doing. We'll do a private Zoom meeting and get you set up and ready to go, and help you not only on the setup for the midterm, but if you have a problem with your project, that too, I'm happy to do that. So do we have any other questions about the midterm before I move on?
Yeah, I had a question
Okay.
specifically about the tagging because I keep trying to find a way to put like tags onto my basic walls and it keeps giving me like a blank parameter. And then to quote it exactly what it says, every time I try to edit that parameter and give it a letter, it says, "You're changing a type parameter. This could affect many elements."
And it
So,
will, but it's a midterm, so say okay.
so it's okay to tag. It won't like break the wall or something.
It's just, there's, what Revit is telling you is that perhaps there's another wall with that name already. But you don't care if there is or there isn't for the midterm. So
I see.
it's okay to change it.
Okay,
Definitely.
got it. Thank you.
Yeah,
I also have a question if you have time.
I do. We have 3 hours,
Um,
20 minutes.
um, yeah, so I tried changing the elevation of my levels, but there seems to be some kind of constraint, and I can't seem to find the constraint. Like every time I change the elevation of one level, it affects the other, and I'm trying to like, not have it do that.
Okay, so let's take a look at that. So
Hold
let's,
on, should I share my screen?
well, let me just explain it first.
Okay.
So in the handout, one of these dimensions is locked. Do you see that? Can you see on my screen? I have locked that
Yeah.
dimension. So now what happens is, if I try to change another dimension or another level, if I try to move this up or whatever, it's going to maintain that 2 feet distance between this level and this level. Wherever I move these levels to, it's going to maintain that relationship. And that's what Revit is telling you, is that there is a situation where one of the dimensions are locked. So
I have all the dimensions unlocked. At least I think I do, unless I tried like expanding my viewing and I couldn't see like where that constraint is.
all right, well, let's share your screen, but there
Yeah.
are 3 sections that have dimensions on it.
Oh, okay. So maybe okay, hold on.
The third section is the stacked wall section. So we can share your screen and let's take a look at, I'm going to stop sharing. And we can look at your screen now. Go to the stacked wall family section.
Where is that?
You're close. Your mouse was real close.
This one?
Yep, go to that one. And look at that. On the right-hand side, there are some dimensions. Let's
Here.
just click on them and see if any of those are locked.
These are unlocked.
All right, we'll delete them anyway.
Okay.
Now, over to the right, I think there are some more dimensions.
On the right
I'm
or the
sorry,
left?
to the left. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there's some. Let's see. Oh, there's a locked one.
Oh,
So
okay.
let's delete that. Just, you can unlock them, but you can also just delete them. And, and unconstrained, yep, you want to unconstrain. Now there's another one over there. So this may be a problem that many people are experiencing because some of the dimensions are locked. And when you try to change your levels, that's what's going to happen. So we're just,
Yeah, because I was so like I thought I didn't look here, that's why. I was just so like confused. Like what is like kind of constricting these? I don't know, this also affected it as well.
it shouldn't, well, they're locked, but it might, so we'll delete them and then we don't have an issue, right? Okay, so now let's go to where you were trying to do your problem and it was causing the problem.
Okay. I think okay, let's see. Let me do an example. Hold on. Let's just make this 30. Okay, I think it worked because before when I would change this and then the rest of these would move up with it a little bit.
Right, because there was one that was locked.
Yeah.
So you notice there that the bottom of garage footing, the label there
Yeah.
on the top of basement wall, I would, if you show me this on your mid, I'm gonna take points off.
No, I know. I'm just this is just how it is. It's not gonna be that, obviously.
Right, but I really wasn't saying it just to you, David. I was saying it to everybody. Make sure that I can read all of your levels. How do you do that? Show us how to do that.
I mean, can't you just like click on this and then you see this this sign right there and just
Yep,
kind of move it around?
and drag
Also,
it up.
although how do you know how to like drag this apart from the rest? Like just this one to like more to the right.
Yes, if you look, there's a lock symbol there. You see that lock?
Yeah,
Unlock it. Now you can, now that will only drag that one.
like that.
Well, it's locked again now.
Okay, hold on. Wait, lock it, unlock it, and then what?
Then that little bubble there.
This one?
No, zoom in a little closer.
Oh, this one.
Yes, that one. Drag that bubble to the right or to the left. It's up to you. So you can see that it's only dragging that because it's no longer locked with all of the other bubbles.
Mhm. Okay. All right, I got it. All right, thank you, Professor.
All right. Any other questions? Okay, so the second thing that I would like to point out is that your submissions, I am reviewing them, but I might have missed one of your submissions that give you the 2 points. So you should always be taking a look at your weekly submissions and making sure that you get credit. If you don't get credit, it's either because you didn't earn credit or I missed it. So it's always a good idea to go back and check your submissions just to make sure that I've given you the credit for it that you deserve. And I don't take points off if you did it wrong. My purpose of looking at these submissions is just to tell you what you still need to do. If I say, your crop, if I put a note on there that says crop region, it just means that you've cropped your view and you need to fix that before you submit your final project. Another one is a lot of people are not dimensioning properly. Almost everybody has successfully made their dimensions 2-inch increments, but you're still not dimensioning properly. And I have a link in the content area to a video of how I want the dimensions to be. There are 3 rows of dimensions. One is the offset, one is the midpoint of the windows and doors, and the third one is the second one would be one is the overall, one of the offsets, and then one are the center lines of the doors and windows. So you can see that in the tutorial, what I'm looking for in the final. But just because I make that note or notation on your submission, I'm not voiding your 2 points. This is just a preview to help you do really well on your final project submission, but there's no penalty for not doing it right. The only penalty is if you don't put your name on it or your work is outside of the border of the title block. Right now, it's obviously when you submit your final project, there'll be more of a issue with that, where I will be subtracting points. There's no reason why anybody should be submitting anything that doesn't have all of their information inside of the title block at this point. But there's no penalty for that. I just make a note. You don't get there. Well, there is a penalty for it. It's just you don't get credit for the submission, that 2-point submission. But in the final project, it's going to be a lot bigger penalty than just 2 points, not getting the 2 points. Anyway, that's that for now. I want to help anybody that wants some help on anything.
Yeah.
Professor-
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, talking about the missing 2. I didn't get. I think you missed my. I submitted on time, but I never got graded for it. For last week's submission.
I just graded last week's submission this morning.
I was looking at. I think I'll double check, but I know I'm missing one because I know one of them for the February one. That was my fault. I didn't submit on time. But there's another one that I submitted on time, but I never got the credit. I'll double check and I'll let you know.
Yeah, well, and here's the process. Just send me an email and say, Professor Bryce, on this date, I submitted my work. I haven't received any credit for it. And then I'll take a look at it, possibly again, and explain why you didn't get credit. Or if you've earned the credit, I'll give you the credit for it. I'm not trying to penalize anybody.
Also, Professor, I get a similar situation. I get a member like one time I asked you before the class, and the first time when you show us how to submit PDF on the price base, and the class was over, and you told me you may ask me on the office hours, and I went to the office hours, but it was a little late. So when I did submission after that, it's I'm not sure it's considered me late or not, but you didn't grade me that time.
All right.
So it might be confusing. That maybe got me late or something. This is the only submission that I get 0 on it.
Yeah, well, okay, Peter, send me an email with the date of the submission and I'll go take a look at it.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
No.
Okay, so that's the best method, is to just send me an email. I'll take a look at all of the emails that say, you missed something, because quite frankly, I do miss giving fair points for sometimes for the work that you've done. And I'm telling you about that now so that you can double check your own work and make sure you get all the credit, because I'm not trying to deny anybody a good grade in this class as long as you work for it. But if you don't get a good grade because I messed up, that's not a good thing. If you don't get a good grade because you don't deserve it, that's a different story. But I don't want it to be my error. I just don't want it to be my error. Let's leave it at that. All right, so what other questions or help does somebody need? I'm happy to share the screen and let's take a look at your work. We're recording this, so that'll be helpful to not just you, but some other students as well. And also they can go back and look at the recording. So who wants to share their screen and get some help here?
I'd like to share my screen, please.
All right, you're up. Let's do it.
Give me 1 second.
Take your time. We have over 3 hours left, so we got plenty of time. And I see a lot of students that feel rushed when they're trying to show me something, and there's really no reason to feel rushed. I really prefer that you take your time and you don't feel rushed. This is a project, this is a program you've never probably worked on before. I don't expect you to know how to do everything. This is a learning process. So please take your time. Please don't feel rushed. I give you that impression that you're going too slow. Actually, usually you go too fast. You definitely move your mouse around too fast. Go slow. Slow it down.
I have to join on Zoom on the computer. Give me 1 second.
Okay, take your time. So Kevin, you talked about in the chat area that the syllabus says April 11th. We moved that to the 4th for the midterm. So I guess maybe a good thing for me to do is to make an announcement in the class. Let me do that right now.
Oh, Professor, I got another app. Can you I know I see the feedback. Am I submitting more than one sheet again? Or
I'm not clear on what we're talking about. So what are we talking about?
okay, so I'm looking at the feedback you sent on Brightspace. You said
Uh-huh.
that the first F was because I submitted more than one sheet. So I end up getting a third one on a different assignment. Is it the same issue?
Is that's something we can take a look at outside of the class. Do you have some other questions that you wanted to work on now, though, with your project
Yeah.
or the midterm?
Yes. Let me sign in
Okay.
and I'm gonna join the call.
So for everybody else, this is a good time to just be plugging away on your project. Look at my reviews for your submissions and keep moving forward. And if there are some questions during the day, we'll go over them. And usually when one student asks a question, other students have the very same question. So it's a good thing to spend some time going over everybody's project.
I actually had a question about the main project, not the midterm.
Okay,
Um, and this is going back a bit, but I got feedback on March 17th for a March 7th submission. It said something proper dimensioning. I didn't quite understand what you meant by that. I think my dimensioning is pretty all right, but if there was something specific you were looking for in the dimensioning.
did you watch the video?
It was kind of long. No, I just wanted like if you could tell me like a gist because was it like an issue with the alignment? Was it an issue with like the size, the actual dimensions used?
All right,
I was going to watch the video, but I wanted to ask first
let me share my screen while we're waiting here.
if there was something
And
specific.
I think that will help. Now you can see my screen. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so there are 3 rows of dimensions. The first row goes from the outside of the house to the outside of the house. Oops, I'm not in my dimensioned drawing. Okay, so let's do that. The first row, the farthest row away, and these are all outside dimensions, would be to here. The second row would go all of the offsets of the house, okay? And notice when you move your mouse down, it'll snap. And that's where we want that one. And the third row is from the edge of the house to the center line of the windows and doors. So obviously my dimensions are wrong in terms of the inches, because that was from the template. But there are 3 rows required. Overall, from the left all the way to the right. The second one is the offset. So if there's any jogs in your house, we want to know from here to here to here. And then the closest row are the center lines of all windows and doors. So if I had let me put a door in there real quick. And okay, so now I have a door in there. Click on your dimension, edit the witness line. So now that's center line from the edge to the window, from the window to the door, from the door to the edge. So there's 3 rows overall, left to right, offsets, which are the jogs in the house, and then windows and doors. Now, here, if there was a window, let's just put a window in there real quick. Here, there's no offsets. So there would only be 2 rows. The first row would be the overall. Sure what's going on. Okay. First row is the overall, which would be the outside edge to the outside edge. And the second row would be the outside edge to the center line of the window. Okay, now there's no offsets here, so there would only be 2 rows. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. So that's all that was wrong with my dimensioning, right?
Probably. I'm
Uh,
not specifically looking at it, but I'm pretty sure that was it. If you looked at that dimensioning video, that would tell you exactly what and how to do it.
All right, thank you.
All right, I'll stop sharing again. Because I think Stefan wanted to do that, but he had to log in again.
Professor,
Yes.
for the midterm, how you'd like us to submit our work?
Well, it will be in a PDF form, and I only want you to submit the sheets that have information relative to the midterm. So
Okay.
when you say, well, in fact, after I finish here with Stefan, I can we'll share your screen and we'll set you up for printing. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no problem.
Okay.
So you see my screen?
I do. It's coming up. Yep. Very good. Yep, I see it.
Um, this is what I have so far right now for the midterm.
Okay. You need 3 stacked walls, so why don't we just copy that this stacked walls are on the right there. You only have, looks like you only have one. Let's click on that wall that's all the way to the right. Yeah, nope, one more to the right. That's a stacked wall. I
Oh.
think. Click on it. Let's see if it is. Yes, it is. Well, you're going to need three. So let's copy that over two more times. Okay. Now, another thing is the levels. I don't see the levels in here. So let's see what we can do to make those levels visible. First thing, now it's always a investigation here. I don't know why they aren't there, but the first thing I would do is go down and click on the light bulb down at the bottom. Not that one, but the other one to that one, yeah. And there they are. Okay, so your levels are hidden. So we can click on any one of those levels. Those are the red ones, the red line, the red. Yeah, that's fine. Click on that one. Then right click and say unhide in view.
Oh.
Category.
Oh, category.
Yeah, now you can click that light bulb again. We got lucky. We got the levels the first time. So now you want to spend some time organizing those levels by dragging them to the left so that they cover all of your stacked walls. So let's click on any level, doesn't matter which one, that's a wall, click on the level.
Okay.
Okay, now let's pan over to the right. We want to go all the way over to the right. No, we just want to zoom out so we can see the entire, now look at over on the right-hand side, you see that little lock symbol?
Yeah. On the right hand side.
Way over to the right. You've got to go all, yeah. Now, where that lock symbol points to is a little dot, and you're going to click on that. No, it points to,
Oh, this.
try to drag that over to the right. Click on it and drag it to the right. There you go. All the way to the right, because it's got to go through all three of your sections. All three of your stacked walls.
Oh, I see. See. And the indies as well.
It has to go, keep going to the right. We want it to go through your, all the way. All right. Now let's zoom in on the levels that are there kind of in the middle there. Right above wall type E, you got some levels up there. Now the top of second, okay, we don't need that. So right click and say hide in view. Click on it, right click, hide in view. Element. And keep going. We don't need any of those other ones. So all right, now let's zoom out. Now that's what's on the left there. Top of second floor windows. We don't need that one either. We'll hide that in view. And we don't need that one. We'll hide that in view. Let's keep going to the left. What else do we have there? Those we want. So we're going to keep those. But I see a dimension there, a vertical dimension, 20 feet, 10 and got to get rid of that. Now let's see if there's any more dimensions. Yep, let's get rid of all of those.
Oh, like these?
No, those are fine. But the vertical dimensions on the right-hand side, let's get rid of those.
Oh, these.
Yep.
Okay.
Now, let's go to all of your sections and make sure there's no vertical dimensions in any of the sections. So let's go to SS, which is a tab up there at the top. You got any dimensions on there? I don't see any. You also have a section called stacked walls. That you're gonna have to get to from the project browser, which is on the left-hand side of the screen. Down, that's the properties. Now go down to the other box, which is the browser. Yes. Now navigate down until you find the section SS. No, section in the section area, you're going to find the section called stacked walls. So keep going down till you get to the sections. There we go. Stacked walls. Yep, let's click on that one. And okay, it looks like there's no dimension. Well, there's a few dimensions. Let's get rid of those dimensions. Unconstrained.
Oh, I'm constrained?
That's all right. That's all right. I think you're okay. Let's get them all up. But if it asks you that again, just click the unconstrained.
Okay.
Professor, I have another question after he's done.
Okay. Think we're good. Okay. So let's go back to that FB. Now that you're going to want to put on a sheet, okay? And it is on a sheet. Now, if I look down in your sections on the browser, it is FB has a little blue fill on the box, and that's telling me that that's on a sheet. So let's go find that sheet where it is located. So go down to your sheets, and in one of the section sheets, it should be that should be loaded onto that sheet. All right, so let's look at section 2 first of all, and let's see what's, double click on that. There you go. That is, and let's go to the other one. Section 10 has a plus sign next to it, so there's something on that one. There we go. Now, if you were to submit this to me, all I'm going to see is what's inside of the title block. So that's not good. You want to set this up so that it's already presented on a title block, so that when you make the changes to those basic walls and those stacked walls, it's going to automatically modify those. So you don't have to spend any time setting it up. So here's what we want to do. That you see the little plus sign next to where it says AS 107.1 section 10. Let's click that plus sign. And that tells you what's on the sheet. So now let's right click on top of section FB, the word section FB. Right click and say duplicate view with detailing. Yep. So now you have 2 copies of that sheet. What that means is you're going to modify, let's go back to the actual sheet where that section is.
Okay.
You want to see the sheet,
Oh,
not that one, the next one. Yes. Now let's activate, no, let's move it to the left. So let's click on it, and then we're just going to move it to the left now. Nope, not the title block. So undo that. We're going to click on the actual drawing. Just click on it anywhere. There you
Okay.
go. Now you can move it to the left.
Oh, I see.
Now, right click on top of that, activate the view. And the only walls that we want to get in this view are the basic walls. So you're going to click on one of the basic walls and move it to the left or to the right so that all 10 of those walls fit inside of your title block.
Okay, the basic one. Like
Yep, just click on it. Click on any one. Now use your arrow keys on the keyboard and watch what happens. You can just nudge that to the right with your arrow keys on your keyboard.
Oh, right. Okay.
Use the arrow key. No, that'd be to the left. Go to the right. Keep going till it's inside of the title block. Okay, now that's good. Now pick the one that it's on top of and move that over with your arrow keys just until, you know, it's clear of the other wall.
Okay.
Beautiful. A little bit more because the B is on top of the wall.
Okay.
Still on top of the wall. Move it a little bit more. A little more. One more. There you go. Now do the same thing with C. And D.
Yes. Here's the
Very good.
Here. Because then that's gonna take a while. Okay, got it.
Okay. Now let's zoom out so we can see everything that's there and click on the crop region, which is that box all the way around the everything. Yes, click on, nope, right up, move your mouse up just a little bit. Right there, click on that. That's your crop region. Now we're going to drag the little dots until it's inside of the title block border. So that each one of those lines of that rectangle, yeah, grab that and move it to the right.
Oh, the right? Okay.
Keep going until it's inside the title block. A little more. There you go. Same thing on the left. And the same thing on the right, or the top and the bottom, rather. Beautiful. Now you're going to move your levels so that they're inside the title block. So click on any level and then you can grab that little dot. Remember that little dot? You can drag it over till it's inside. Okay. And do the same thing on the right-hand side. Okay, and what you're doing is you're setting up now, those levels down below should stretch all the way across too. So click on any one.
Yeah.
That one, yeah. Let's drag the left-hand side is good, but you got the levels need to be on the right-hand side that they need to drag. So let's click on one of those levels again, any one of them,
Okay.
any level, and see the little dot on the right-hand side? Go all the way to the right. Nope, that's top. Go to the right. Keep going, right there. Drag that over to the right because you want your levels all the way across there.
Okay.
Very good. Yeah. Now there's another level there. We need to drag that one over.
This one.
Yep.
And the same thing. Hold on.
Now that grade, you should drag that so that it goes all the way across too.
Oh, this is great.
Nope. The green level, the one that says grade.
Wait, the green level? You talking about the one I just touched? This one?
Yeah, that one. Yep.
Oh,
It's got to be inside the title block, doesn't it? You want to get credit for this or not? And the
No, I
answer to
don't.
that is yes, I do. So get that, both sides got to be inside the title block.
Okay, there we go.
I would drag the one on the right all the way across. The grade, yeah. That's better. Okay. Now, you have your wall types, but you don't have your stacked walls. We can't see the stacked walls. So let's go to a new section sheet that section 10 or section 11, that doesn't, I don't think that has anything on it. Let's go down to section 11 and see what it has. The sheet now we're looking for. You went too far. We're looking for sheets. You went past them. There we go. Look at section 11. Let's open that. Let's click on that one. It's blank. Now, let's scroll up in the browser just to your sections, not your sheets, but your sections. So scroll all the way up till you see that we just made a copy of one. We're going to drag that one onto this sheet. So go up to the sections. You're still in sheets. So up to sections. You're almost there. There we go. Stop. So you have FB on a sheet. FB we made a copy of, it's called FB copy 1, but that's not on a sheet, so let's drag it over and put it on a sheet.
Oh, okay.
Now, in this sheet, I'm only concerned about the stacked walls. So drag them over so that just the stacked walls are visible.
Hold on.
You've selected the drawing, so use your arrow key. Watch what happens when you just nudge it to the right. You selected it, now just move it to the right. Yeah, I would say move it to the left. I guess I was wrong. The only thing we want in there are your stacked walls.
Oh, okay. That's these.
Yep,
Okay. So now, so it's good?
they're not in this, they're not inside your title block yet. So when you print that, I won't see those. Move them inside the title block.
Well, it's not letting me click it.
Yeah, you just moved it. You're moving the whole drawing. That's good. Keep moving. Now click again. See what you did?
Oh, so it goes right with the, okay.
Yeah, that's what you want. Now we're gonna change the scale though. Let's activate the view. So right click inside of the view and say activate the view.
Activate it.
Now
Okay.
down at the bottom left, it says 1/8 of an inch equals a foot. We can make that scale bigger. So down at the bottom of your screen, there's a bunch of icons and one of them says 1/8 of an inch equals a foot. Let's click on that.
Where you see that?
I see it, it's
Oh, it
right
is.
there. Click on that. And let's pick the size above 1/8, 3/16. Let's pick 3/16. That would be the next size up.
3/16. Oh, I see.
Now that made the scale bigger. I think that's going to be good enough. So now we have to deactivate the view. So right click and deactivate the view. And now you can move that whole view so that the stacked walls are inside of the title block. And you can use your arrow keys on your keyboard to nudge it down.
Oh, like, okay. Wait, it's not, hold on. Why is it not going to,
It is moving.
it's like, I'm trying to get it to stay like, okay, I'm trying to
Well, you
like,
have to activate the view to change the viewport. So right click, activate the view. Now you can click on the viewport and make it smaller.
yeah, there we go. I was trying to do that. Oh, but now
That
it's
would not be good. So let's make that viewport bigger because you just cut off your stacked walls. No, 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 that little dot. That click on the crop region. Yep. Now at the top dot of that, drag it back up. Okay. Now deactivate the view. Click on that, and now use your arrow keys just to nudge it down. Okay.
Oh.
Now, activate the view again. And you can change your crop region now. We only want to see, well, actually, we do want to drag your levels over. So while you have them visible, let's drag them over into your
into the,
stacked walls. That's going to move everything. You don't want to do that. That's going to move you've selected the basic walls too, which you don't want to do. We just want to select the levels.
the levels, these.
Yes. And then use that little dot, drag them over.
First, a quick question is there is no chance to make one of them smaller and one of them bigger so it can fit one time instead of we doing step by step like that. A one.
Yeah, I think you can. You can give it a try.
Okay.
There might be an issue with that. I'm fine if you can fit that all on one sheet. Notice how you just put text on top of text on your level. So I would discount your grade for that. You can only move them left or right now.
Oh, okay. So you can't move it. Oh, so how
Now
can I?
you've locked them all together. So you see that little lock
Yeah.
symbol? To unlock them and move them one at a time now.
So unlock it then. So I can move it down, right?
You can't move it down, it's a level. If you move it down, you're changing the level. You want to move it to the left or to the right so that the text is not on top of the text. So hit the lock key.
Okay.
See, because you're moving everything when it's locked. So hit the lock. That unlocks it. Now you can move them one at a time.
But it's not like moving with it.
Right, because you're not, you first of all, they're locked again. And you have to click the little bubble next to the big bubble. So move your mouse, zoom in real close. It's still locked, so you have to unlock it first of all. All right. Now
And
that's not the bubble. It's still locked. Unlock it. Okay, let's hit escape. Click on the level that's called top of first floor wall. Unlock it. Zoom in real close by the what's unlocked? You see where that little bubble is at the other end of the locked symbol? Let's try to move that a little bit, see what happens.
to the left?
Either right. We're just gonna see if it works, first of all. Yep, it does work. Okay. That's what you want to do is get the text off of the other text, right?
Right. Okay.
But now
So
it's on top of the wall, so that's no good. Now it's outside of the title block, so that's no good either.
God damn, hold on.
So there, if you want to move it, you can hit that little squiggly that's right under the letter FL. See the letter FL? There's a squiggly. Click on that.
This squiggly thing?
Yep. Now grab the little button, the little blue dot, not that one, the little blue dot underneath the letters FL and drag it up.
There we go. Okay.
Yeah, starting to look good.
Okay, so this, all right. And then the same thing with these. You gotta
Well,
bring it.
yeah, but in this case, you're not going to move them. You're going to move the entire drawing. So deactivate the view. Yep. And then click on the view and then drag it down. But I would use the arrow keys because you give a lot more. If you're using your mouse, you're moving it a lot. Well, I guess you can do it that way.
Like this.
But now what happened? Some of your stacked wall is below the title block. So let's activate the view and change the scale back to 1/8 of an inch because it's too big.
1/8 of an inch. Yeah. Okay. Oh,
Okay. Deactivate the view and move it.
move this title block over here.
No, move the drawing. Leave the title block where it is.
Okay.
We don't care about those walls, those basic walls. On this sheet, the only thing I want to see are your 3 stacked walls. So right now, you don't have them on the sheet. So move the drawing so that those 3 stacked walls are inside the border of your title block. Keep moving. Now, if you want to move the crop region, you have to activate the view. So get your drawing where you want it first, then activate the view and do the crop region.
And then deactivate when I want to move it inside, right?
We don't want to see those three little basic walls on the left-hand side. So activate the view and move your crop region. So we don't see them. Very good. No, we don't want to see them.
Oh.
There we go.
Just this.
Yep.
Okay.
Where's the bottom of garage footing? You just covered it up. So move your crop region back to the left. Click on your crop region, move it to the left. You got to move that garage footing because I need to see that level too. Bottom of garage footing.
Okay.
Very good. That's got to be inside of there too. I have to know where that is.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah, but move it all the way over so that it lines up with all the stuff on the right.
I think I see why you like the arrows.
You still got to clean up if you have text on top of text, that's going to hurt your final score.
So I'm gonna fix this.
Use that little squiggly,
The squiggly.
and then you have a little dot there. Drag it up. There we go.
Same thing, right?
Well, it looks good now. I mean, I can read the text, but the one at the bottom, you got to clean that one up.
And now it's readable.
Yes, very good.
Yeah, there we go.
Is it okay if the line goes through the numbers a little bit?
Yes, as long as I can read the text. I just don't want to see text on top of text.
And we can do that just using like the squiggly. We don't have to do anything extra.
Well, yeah, I think the basic answer would be yes.
I think
Could
it's
you also reverse like I don't want to say reverse, but right now he has all his stuff on the right side. But in mine, for example, I have a few on the left and a few on the right, and then it sort of works out. Is that fine too?
Yes, but let's click on that top level, top of second floor wall. Just click on that level, the very top one. Now zoom out and go all the way to the left of that level. All the way to the left, there's a little checkbox there that's unchecked. Keep going to the left. Click it. And to see that's going to put the text in there. If you don't want the text in there, check it again and it goes away. So that allows you to put some on the left, some on the right if you want to do it that way.
Oh, that's cool. Okay. So, because I was watching the video and I'm trying to figure out like if it's. Hold on, I'm gonna show you the video I was talking about. Is that okay?
Yeah.
We're doing. Again. Hold on, Professor. Trying to stop it.
I have another Professor, I have another question too.
Okay.
So the stacked wall section needs to have elevations, but what about the basic walls? We just have to show the basic walls. We don't have to include them in any elevation, right?
As far as the levels go, no.
Okay.
Professor, I have a question too, like really quickly if you can answer.
Okay,
I'm trying to. Can I show my screen really quickly? Just really quickly.
okay,
I'm trying to. You see the top of basement wall?
yes.
I'm trying to make it 10 feet and a half. Sorry, 10 inches and a half. Like, see, 10 inches and half an inch. And then it says this. Like, I don't know what's.
Boundary edge lines intersect each other. Boundary, contour. Okay, so I guess you got to cancel out of that.
Yeah, I don't know what's preventing that from not just because I just want it to be 10 and a half inches above the grade.
Should be okay, so let's try it again. I'm not sure what the reason that,
Yeah, like okay, so it's like 0 feet, 10 and a half inches, like that. Like that's fine, right? Like
yeah,
I don't like I
all right. Cancel that, delete that, entire level.
just delete it.
Yep,
Okay.
that's okay.
First, okay?
Maybe. Depends. Maybe you've got elements that are connected to that, so we better not do that. So cancel out of that. We're just gonna make another level. Just copy a level, any one of them.
Okay, so I'll just copy this one.
Yep. Just copy it up for now.
This one, right?
Yeah, anyone.
Okay, and then just place it anywhere.
It doesn't matter. You're gonna change the elevation of that to what you want it to be.
Okay, now it's doing it.
Now, the bottom of the basement wall, let's go take a look at your basic walls. They might be attached to that. You might have,
Hmm.
maybe, I don't know. I don't know.
So wait, we have an extended view. Hold on. I don't see it attached to anything.
Well, let's click on one and see what you're telling it. Click on one of those walls, anyone. The properties are, the base constraint is the first floor. The top constraint is up to the roof plan. Okay. So it's not connected to that. So let's
No.
delete that level that was giving you a problem and see what happens if it takes out any of your basic walls or not.
Okay. Should I press show maybe or to see like what's
All right. Yep. That's some of my walls that I've given you. So it's okay for them to be deleted. You're not using them in this.
okay, so I press okay, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So then
Now
can I
you called it level 20. You have to
yeah
change it.
change it? So
And you have to clean it up because you got text on top of text.
yeah. All right. So I'll just rename it and then it'll be fine, right?
Well, let's do it. Let's make sure.
What was it called? I forgot what it's called again. What was it?
TO ESMT wall.
Okay. All right. And then I'll just clean it up.
Looks good.
All right. Thank you. I really appreciate it.
We're getting there.
That's all. Everything else is fine. It was just that I have no idea why that was happening.
But you do now, right?
Yes, because I guess it was interfering with one of your walls.
Yep.
All right. Thank you.
All right. All right, Stefan, we were looking at a video, I think.
Yes. Hold on, let me come back on the Zoom. I think I left the Zoom by accident. Oh, hold on. 1 second. Do you see it now? My am I joining? Yes, just let me know. Okay, there we go.
This meeting is being recorded.
Please, okay.
There we go.
Oh yeah, so the video. Okay, let me. Okay, is this the video I gotta watch? The 3 hours one? This one?
Who's that goofy looking guy?
Oh my gosh. You gotta watch this, right? Just to make sure. Cause I was
Wait.
watching.
Wait, do you need help to help with the midterm stuff?
Yeah.
There are
No.
four, at least 3 or 4 videos on.
No. Go to content. Go to content. Go to content and go to content again. Go to content again. And then scroll down, keep scrolling down. Keep scrolling, keep scrolling. Load more, load more. Keep going, keep going, keep going, load more.
Okay.
And then there you go. See, saw that? It says step one setting up for midterm. And then part two, part three, and then there's like 6 of them. You just have to do all of those and I think you'd be set.
Okay, because I think I'm at part 3. That's why I thought that was the only one.
No. There's part 4, 5, 6.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, okay. All right, because I don't stop here. That's why I was like, dang, I was trying to find more videos. But all right, thank you.
Well, let's fix your stacked walls, first of all. Let's click on one of those stacked walls, any one
Okay.
that's the level.
Oh, sorry.
You have 3 stacked walls. Now, over in the properties, we want the top constraint to be top of second floor wall. That's the base constraint. Go to the
So we gotta
top
change
constraint. There you go. Change that to top of second floor wall.
Oh, here we go. Second
Nope,
floor?
that's
Wall,
second
wall.
floor, top of second floor wall.
No, that's not it. Oh, I saw it. There you go.
Watch what happens.
It extended.
But look at your top offset. In the properties, you say the top constraint is up to level top of second floor wall. But then move your mouse over to the properties again. Yeah. It says up to level top of second floor wall, then move it down a little, move your mouse down 2 rows. And there you're telling it to go up to that and then go another 10 feet. So make that 0. And watch what happens.
It went down to,
It's exactly where you want it, where you're telling it to be, where you want it to be, right?
yeah. So now it's staying. Okay. So I have to
Now,
make,
what if that one wanted to be top of first floor wall? How would you do that?
I'll click on it and see. I'll look for top of first floor wall. I gotta find it. Hold on. See, like right here. And then you put 0 like last time.
Yep.
Okay. Oh. And I'll do the same thing with this one.
Yeah, one of them is going to go to the top of the first floor wall. 2 of them are going to go to the top of the second floor wall.
There we go.
So that's your top constraint, your base constraint, your top constraint. You tell it where you want it to start and stop.
Okay. And I'm gonna watch the videos because I need to make sure I catch up.
Okay,
Myself up. But thank you, Professor.
my pleasure. What else? Who else needs some help?
I'm trying to close this. Oh,
All right, my screen's
Yeah.
back. I'm going to sit here for maybe 5 minutes and wait for somebody else to ask for some help. Otherwise, we're
Yeah.
gonna go into some other stuff.
Uh, Professor, so can I share my screen?
Yes, you may.
Right.
Okay, also Brandon in chat said, when we submit the midterm, do you want it in one sheet or multiple? And probably multiple would be better because you won't be able to fit everything onto one sheet. But if you were able to, I think I would accept that.
Professor, do you see my screen?
I do.
Okay. So I went through SS section. So I don't see the level like as like as the last midterm here. Um it says bottom basement wall and basement floor. So I do see in my Rivet, I see basement floor and two basement wall, but I don't see bottom basement wall.
All right, well, let's zoom out and see if maybe it's over on the left-hand side.
No.
But it could be, you might not have it, you might be outside of your crop region. So down at the bottom, you have a bunch of icons down at the bottom. There's one icon that says do not crop. So one more to the left. That right there, click on that.
Okay.
Okay,
Oh, this came up. Okay.
so what you've done, I guess, is you cropped out some of those levels. But the next button over to that is
Oh,
showing the crop region. So let's click on that. And let's
oh,
make your crop region big enough so that everything's inside of it. There you go.
okay.
Very good.
I see. Perfect.
Excellent.
All right. Also, my second question it was how you want me to go through the process like how you can submit it on the Brightspace, the midterm?
Yeah. Okay. So let's say that we're going to print this up. We're going to print up.
I'm sorry. Before that saying, I have a very quick question. So, if I went through FP and then a session, and this is how it should be looking. Like this is looking good so far.
It's kind of hard for
I
me
mean,
to
I didn't
see.
finish my work, but some of them, but I'll try to come back. But it was like, let's say if I'm finished it and everything is good, is the title sheet looks good here?
Um, if you're trying to show me your basic walls, yes.
Yeah.
I would,
And my stock wall is still I'm working it. It's right here, but I didn't finish it. It's very basics.
yeah, that's okay. You can always
Yeah.
modify it later.
Yeah.
Um,
I have my name here, session.
I think that would be okay. Yeah.
Okay.
You
And
need
all right.
3 stacked walls though, so why don't you copy the one you have? Why don't you copy it over two more times?
We need three stock wall.
Yep,
There's only one, right? There's only one, but mix was to a different layer, right?
there'll be 3 stacked walls, so let's copy this one 2 more times.
Oh, okay. These ones?
Yep, just copy it
Okay. All right.
to the right. That's good. And again, okay.
Yeah.
Now, you need 3 stacked walls, so we're gonna rename this. Pick one. What's that one called?
Um,
MTSW1. Okay,
yes.
let's click on that one. Edit the type.
Oh,
Now that's in the properties.
yeah.
Duplicate
Rename it.
it. No, duplicate it because you want another one and
Okay.
call it, change the number 1 to number 2.
Okay.
Okay. And say, okay.
Same with this one.
Yep, that'll be number 3.
Okay.
Okay, so now what you've done is you've made 3 stacked walls. If you
Yep.
modified one of those stacked walls, it won't change the other ones now because you have 3 unique stacked walls.
Okay. Okay. But like in a video, you make us one stack wall, right? As example.
Maybe, I don't remember.
Okay.
But I can tell you right now, you're gonna have 3 in the midterm.
It can be a 3 in the midterm. Okay. So that's mean we're gonna take each one of these basic wall. I mean, we're gonna make them okay. So each one of them, how many like the 9 I have, it should be enough for all 3?
I don't know yet. I haven't made the midterm yet, but I think 9 might be enough. There might be 10, there might be 12. I don't know yet. I haven't made it.
Okay. Okay. And just select each one of them and he put them here and he edit the stock wall to make one of okay, each one of them. Got it. All right. But I see the PDF here. Oh, it's PDF. It's 3. Oh, this is 3 stock wall. Okay. Okay.
Now, what if I said that middle stack wall, the base of that middle stack wall was the BO garage footing, BOGARFTG? How would you make that happen?
If the bottom of stack wall,
Click the middle stacked wall. We're going to select it. Yeah. Now, what if I said that the bottom of that was the BO garage footing? How would you make the base constraint be what I just said?
we're gonna go here. This one, right?
Well, let's see.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very good. I like what I'm
Right.
watching. I think I'm going to pass a few students this semester instead of seeing you all next semester. I think I'm going to pass some of you. That's very good. I liked what I just saw there. You know what you're doing. That's great.
Okay. I'm talking about the submission. He was going to say the but I cut you.
How do you submit this? Okay, so first of all, I would save it because you've done a lot of work. So hit your save button.
Okay.
Now we're going to print it. So file, print. What is our printer going to be? Microsoft Print to PDF. So we're good. That's good. Now let's go to
Okay.
setup, which is on the right-hand side. Down at the bottom, it says setup.
Okay.
What do we want? We want it to be the size. We want to be, nope, that's fine, but the size, not letter, but tabloid.
Properly. Okay.
And then we're going to say zoom 100%. So click the zoom button. And it just makes it 100%. That's great. Say okay. That's good for the setup. Now, the other one is we're going to click on select views and sheets
Okay.
and hit the select button right below it.
Yep.
And we can filter this out a little bit where up at the top it says display filter. You can uncheck. Click there. Yeah.
This one?
Yep. Uncheck 2 and 3D views. We want to uncheck both of those. Okay. Now, what sheets do you have that you want to submit to me?
It would be 1 second. Remove this. I think it's I can see it. I
Right.
think
So
it's
you have to know which sheets you want to print. So that's all right. Close it down. We'll figure it out.
okay.
What sheets are you going to print? I would go to the sheets and take a look at them first of all.
Okay. So you want me print only one title sheet? One title block with the stack wall?
No, you'll have more than one because you're going to tell me what those walls are made up of. So let's go down in your browser, your project browser. Let's go down to the sheets. That's where we're
Okay.
going to see your project browser is to the left and down.
Okay.
yes, go down to the sheets. This this, that's section 10, so we know we want to print section 10. Let's go take a look at section 11.
Section 11.
Yeah, just click on it, see what's on that sheet. Nothing on that sheet. Let's go back to
I have him set up in section 10, I think. All right. No.
that is section 10. We're
Oh,
looking
yeah.
at section 10 right now.
Okay.
But let's click on one of the walls. Anyone, doesn't matter.
Okay.
Anyone.
Yeah.
Edit the type. Edit the structure. I want to see this on your information on your sheet. So you're going to print screen. Hit the print screen on your keyboard.
Print screen. Brain screen. Brent.
PRINTSCREEN.
But where I could write that?
Or it says PRNTSCR or something like that. It's up by in my keyboard, it's up by the F keys, the F10, F12. It's to the right of that.
See. Oh.
It's there. Take your time. We're not in any hurry. Look for it. It's the abbreviated print screen, or it actually is printed. It says print screen.
Okay. 1 second.
Do you see it?
It's taking a screenshot or something?
Yeah.
Okay. Right, press screen. Yeah. I did it. So you want me take a picture of it?
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Okay. Second. Control. Alt.
So you figured out how to print the screen?
I'm trying 1 second.
Okay.
Trying.
Brandon just asked in chat if I will be having office hours this Monday. And the answer to that is yes, I'll be here on Monday from 9 to 11.
I could have print it. Stop sharing. Um, yeah. Uh, Professor, I'll stop share very quick. I'll try to fix something. I'll be back.
Okay,
All right.
anybody else need some help? All right, I'll take the screen back.
Uh, Professor, do you mind if you can show me your screen?
You see my screen now?
Yeah, I see your screen.
And that's what, you want to see something on my screen?
No, I want you to show me the process on your screen instead of my screen.
To print the screen?
To print it and then go through it because I have a problem with it.
Well, the print screen function is on your keyboard, not on your computer screen.
Yeah, I'm trying to do it, but it didn't work for me. So I'll try to figure out later how it works. But so far, like I want you to show me like how it works so I can try on my own.
I don't know how to show you without, okay, so print screen, I hit the print screen button and
Okay.
it pops up. And so I want to select a rectangle of what I want to print. Well, let's actually look at the properties of this wall. So what I want is for you to show me this information about your different walls, each
Okay.
wall that you have. So I hit the print screen button.
Okay.
I don't know if you can see, I have a little choice of the key of a rectangle up here.
Um,
I don't know if you can see that, but I click on rectangle and then I simply highlight what I want to copy. Okay, so that's
okay.
going to make a screen print of that.
Okay.
Now, I'm okay with that. I think it copies it to my screenshots in my, so now I'm going to go down to a sheet. Here's a sheet, an empty sheet, just to show you. And I go up to insert
Oh,
and I say I want to insert an image.
okay.
And now I got to go find the screenshot of that. So let's see, it's in my computer. I think I found it. Nope, that's a different one. So import image. I'm just looking for where it actually put it. It's supposed to put it in your screen, and it actually puts it in your picture screenshot, I think. All right, I'm gonna have to do it again because I don't know where they put it. Okay, so I pick a wall, any wall, edit the type. Here's my structure. This is the information I
Yep.
want to make an image of. Print
Okay.
screen. Rectangle. So I put that around there. That's where I lose it. I don't know. I don't know where that screen capture went to. Edit the type. There's my structure. Well, all right. The other way to do it, this is how I used to do it, SNIP for snip. And there's a snipping tool right there. And there it is. So I'm going to do a new one. And then I put a box around where I want to copy the object that I want to see.
Okay.
And great. Screenshots are automatically saved to your screenshot folder, but I can't find my screenshot folder. So I'm going to just say save,
Okay.
and it should allow me to put it wherever I want to put it. So I'm going to save it into someplace else. I'm going to put it on my C drive. Okay, now I know where it is. So I've made a screen capture of that.
Okay.
And I go to a section. Here's a blank section. Here's where I want to put it in. Insert, import image. Now I'm going to navigate to find where I just put it, which I should be able to do now because I know where I put it. I didn't know where it automatically put it. Okay. So I navigated and found it. And this is what I need you to give me for on a sheet. I need to be able to see that your screen capture of your stacked wall as well as your basic walls. I'm going to take a look at that to make sure that you have the correct, well, you might have a different name for it, but I'm looking for the correct height. And if there's an offset, I don't think I'm going to give you any offset. So these will all be 0.
Okay.
But I'll look for that.
Okay. So it's gonna be like 3 stack wall with 3 sheets, right? For each one of them.
You could probably put 4 or 5 of these on a sheet. They'll all be different, but you might, if you have 10 different walls, you're going to have 10 different basic walls and 3 stacked walls that each one of these will have different information about them. Does that make sense?
So you want me, okay, but this is gonna be a lot of sheets, so like it's gonna be fitting there. Because
Yeah,
I have to show you the stack wall itself.
1 or 2 sheets for the actual stacked walls themselves, and then 2 or 3 sheets that show me this information. If you take a look at my handout from the midterm from last semester that's in the content area on Brightspace, you're going to see exactly what I will be handing out and expecting you to duplicate, except that the finite details of each of those walls and each of the stacked walls will be different.
Okay.
So let's go over to the content area of this class, and I'm just going to search for midterm, MID for midterm in the content area. And here it is. I'll pull it over onto my screen. And here it is. This is very similar to what your handout is going to be, except that the details here will be different. The materials and the thicknesses will be different. But I'd like you to show me the different stacked walls or the basic walls and the content of each one of those screen captures for each different wall type on a sheet. So in this case, there were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6. There were 6 basic walls
Okay.
and 3 stacked walls. So that took up 2 sheets. And then I put a couple of wall type information on one sheet, and I put the rest of the wall type information on the second sheet. So with 3 sheets altogether, could be 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That should be more than that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. Yeah, because I didn't put the stacked wall. I gave you
Okay.
stacked wall information here, but you'll have to give me the stacked wall information that's looks like this as well.
Uh, so this means like if it's like 6 basic wall sheets, and you asked me to do 3 stack wall, so I was like gonna be 3 others, so it's gonna be 9 sheet total.
Could be,
Okay.
could be less.
Okay, so like all the sheets for basic wall have to show up, and all the sheet for stack wall itself it has to show up.
Yes.
Okay.
Both verbally, I would call this verbally, or a table that explains it, and the visual, which would be these.
Okay. If I did show the level is okay, or it has to be same like exact saying like without
I
level.
need to see the levels for sure on the stacked
Okay.
ones. Definitely. Because I
Okay.
need to know that they go to the right spots.
Okay. Okay.
So if I were setting up for this,
Okay.
you can't do these information about the walls themselves, but you could certainly put your basic walls on a sheet, and you could put your stacked walls on a sheet and have a couple extra sheets for that explain the actual wall types. And then all you have to do is change these walls to match what I'm asking you to make them, and then change the stacked walls to make them what I'm
Okay.
asking you to make them.
Okay. All right. So, all right. And the next there's gonna be figure out which sheet you do, which how many sheets, what's the name of these sheets, and you go select them when you submit them, or
Once you printed them out, then you submit that into the folder on Brightspace for the midterm.
okay. I mean for the last tip, like when you print it out, you gotta select which sheets, like you gotta select what's name of this sheet. You gotta
Yes.
memorize them, and you just select them when you go to print out. You gotta select this specific sheet, not all sheet.
Yeah. So
Okay,
let's say, um,
print out.
I would have, I would have the sheets. I would definitely look at my sheets before I print them out. I would definitely do that. So then I would know what the name is, what the number is, and then I would select those. Definitely. Yep.
Okay.
Okey doke. Does anybody else have a question? Need some help? All right, then we're gonna go.
I was wondering if you could do attendance because I'm about to get on a train. Or is it too early?
No, I'll just write you down that you're here.
Thank you.
All right, Terrell.
Thank you.
I'll mark you here. Somebody remind me when I do take attendance.
Have a good day.
Thank you. You too.
Professor, you know, mind marking me as well?
Stefan?
Yes.
Okay. That's two. Guys, remind me about that when we get to attendance.
Can I ask you a question about just the regular project?
Absolutely. You need to share your screen?
Yep.
Okay. Let's go.
All right. So my question is, if we come and look at my second floor dimensioned, so I put in a tile floor on these bathrooms up here,
Mhm.
but on my first floor, I put in a tile floor and it's not showing up. But I see it when I go into the 3D and I look at it.
Okay.
So I'm just curious why it wouldn't be displaying.
Well, it's always a mystery, but let's try some possibilities. First of all, you might be telling Revit not to show the floors. So do VG for visibility graphics and go down to floors and see if you're telling it to show.
Well, that's simple.
Looks like it. There we go.
Okay,
Yep.
cool. Cool. And in terms of adding subfloor and all that,
All right.
yeah.
Have you put the subfloor in yet?
I honestly don't remember.
We can look in the section and we can see if it's there or not. So any building section will show us. Now zoom in on the floor area and we'll see. Looks like it's there.
So that one has one, and the second floor has. Okay, cool.
It looks like they're both there. Now
Do we need
your finished floor should sit on top of the subfloor. So
right?
where your tile is, it should be above the finished floor.
I go find a bathroom.
Just go back to the way that I would do it is I would go back to the floor plan.
So this is subfloor, and then
Yeah,
this
that looks
is.
good. It looks good in the bathroom there. Yep.
Looks like there's an extra layer in there, or it's just
Well, yeah, the
two-
tile actually sits on a concrete.
It's showing the
base.
layer of grout.
Yes, exactly. There's a mud base and then there's the actual tile. And so when you say you want a tile floor, it's actually got more than one component to it.
Gotcha. Okay. And do we need to add a subfloor for the attic space? Do we need a finished attic space
Nope,
on?
unless you want one, but no, you don't.
Okay. And do we need a staircase to the attic, or can we just say there's going to be a hatch somewhere in the ceiling, or?
Yeah, you don't even have to say that, but yeah, there would be either an access panel or a pull down stairway. to that, but we don't need to show that.
Okay, then I have well, at least one more question. If we come and look at this wall section right above the garage, is there a way to, is that an issue with the stacked wall not continuing where it doesn't display it as brick right there? Or
Yeah, we wouldn't normally put that as brick. So do you have a section that cuts through the garage and the house at that location?
I don't think
You
so.
can
Let
make
me-
one. So, but I mean, I wouldn't make one, I would move one. So go to the floor plan that shows the sections, first of all. Yeah, well, you do have one. So go to that view. And, well, already I can see that there's the wall between the house and the garage is what we're concerned about. But that is definitely, can you change that just back to, hidden lines? That would be down at the bottom. Next one over to the left, one more. Right there, click on that. Nope, right there and say hidden lines. You've got it in continue. So click on that. There we go. All right, now, yeah, that doesn't look right. That wall definitely does not look right. Okay, that's a stacked wall issue. All right, so what are we gonna do? Let's just copy that wall over to the left so that it's outside of the house, and then we'll take a look at it. We're gonna leave that one there, but I would go outside of the house actually. And unjoined elements is fine because we don't want this is just a copy. Let's move it a little farther so it's not on top of all of that text. All right, very good. Now let's go look at the other stacked wall that's on the other side of the house. And that'll give us a clue on a couple of things. Yeah. Now that one's correct. So let's look at the properties of that wall. So edit the
What-
top.
what were you seeing that stood out to you as not being correct?
Look how tall the basement wall is. It's almost as tall as all the way up to the second.
Going all the way up. Gotcha.
Definitely a problem. So let's go
Okay.
back and take a look at the other stacked wall and we'll look at the properties of that. So edit the type and then edit the structure. And those are the heights that we want those walls to be. So we could,
I should take a screenshot of this and pull it up right next to the other
yeah,
one.
I think that would be the easiest, yeah. All right, so let's go take a look at that stacked wall that we copied, we made a copy of, and we'll use that. Yeah, now just paste that in next to it, so we're gonna duplicate all that stuff. Or maybe you have two screens, I don't know.
Yeah, I've got two screens.
All right, so use that as your reference.
It's this guy.
I can't read it, so you're gonna have to zoom in more for me if you want me to. That one I don't need to see. I want to see the real one. No.
The one that we dragged all the way to the left.
Yep, I want to see the properties of that.
Okay.
And then let's compare it. So, but zoom in closer. Can you? Because I can see just want to see the text bigger.
Oh, gotcha.
A little small for me. Oh, there we go. All right. And now let's look at the other one next to it. Can you put both of them on the
Yeah,
same
I'm
screen?
gonna line them up side by side.
Okay. So the 4 no brick is okay. But what's the height of that? Okay, whoa. Concrete floor wall 4A, I don't know what that is. 6'10". All right, so the basement wall is a variable. The brick ledge,
It's non-existent, seemingly.
well, yeah, let's put a brick ledge in there. So let's insert a brick ledge. And how high should that be?
10.5 inches
Okay,
and 0-inch offset.
okay.
Okay.
What's the next one?
Above that is a
Bond
bond.
would be 1 foot, 1.5. You have, okay,
This guy right here. So I can just rename this one. 1.5. Brick stud. And 5/8. Second floor wall 4A.
yes.
I think that's everything in there.
Okay, let's say okay to that, and we'll take a look at it. Better, except that we don't have brick on the wall between the house and the garage. So those walls need to be something else. So let's see. They have to be those walls without brick. So I will take a look at my house and tell you what to change those to. All right, so the basement wall is good, but the next one should be try 2 no brick.
Insert
Instead of-
after the basement wall.
That one's good. No, you already have it in there, so don't add another one. Just change the brick ledge to 2 no brick. It should be in there. Yep. And then change the one above that to 3 no brick. And change the one above that to 4 no brick. And I think, well, we have a wall above that, so that would be, I think that's gonna be 3 no brick again. The bond.
This bond.
Yep, 3 no brick. And then the next one, I don't know. So I have to take a look at my library of walls and I'll tell you which one it is.
What does it mean? One no brick, two no brick, three no brick? What is
The number is irrelevant. That just happens to be what I called it. But the no brick means that there's actually no brick there. Okay,
gotcha?
let's see here. I'm still looking for the right wall. Might have found it. Yes. So we'll just call the last one second floor wall, just second floor wall.
This so brick stud. Change that to second floor wall.
Yes. Okay, say okay to that. And okay to that. And now let's just, it's not quite right, but anyway, let's look at this in 3D. We'll be able to see that wall and unselect it. So we can actually see that wall. You see what we did there? That wall now has a basement wall. Oh, the brick ledge is in the wrong, is backwards, but we can fix that. Then it just has a gypsum wall. And then above that is where the wood siding is on the outside of the house. So that's much better, except let's go back and see what we can do about that brick ledge. So, yeah,
This L right there.
yeah, that should be on the outside. So let's edit the type. And really, I think we can just add 4 inches. Let's do the offset of 4 inches and see what happens there.
On the basement or the brick?
On the basement wall, the offset, we'll just take a look at it and see what happens. Let's do the preview so we can tell what we're doing. Yep, that looks good. That's better. Say okay. And we'll say okay to that. Because that's where the ledge should be and everything else should go up. Yeah, okay. Now that might have messed up your floor plan, but that's the way that wall should be made up of. Okay, we can
Gotcha.
delete it now. Because
So just for my understanding, in the construction, what's the purpose of this notch right here?
if there were brick on the outside of that wall, that's where the brick would sit.
Okay,
That's why we call it a brick ledge, because it's notched to allow the brick to sit on that. But in this case, we have the brick ledge, but we don't have any brick because we don't want any brick on the inside of the house.
right. And then inside of the garage.
Yeah,
Or-
so we can delete that because that's the same wall
Yep,
that's
that's
over there
right here.
now. And we did have one other, oh, look at
So
that.
now I've got this. Seems to be Can I
Yeah,
just shrink this in?
no, you can't, no, that's probably closer to being correct. Look at the wall, the notch in the wall is not the right height though.
Oh, okay. I see. It needs
So
to go down another 2 inches or something like
Yeah,
that.
but the way we do that is we add to the height of the wall. All right, so let's go over and look at your wall on the other side of the house to see where exactly at the top of that wall, what's going on there, at the very top of that wall. I just want to see what's going. Oh yeah, there's 2 pieces there. Okay, and we only put one piece on ours. So let's edit the type and let's see what those. Edit the structure. So there's a wall that's 7 7/8 and one that's 7 1/4. Okay, so let's put second floor wall 5. Let's add that to the top of the other wall. And I think that'll do it. And was it 7 3/8 or something like that? I didn't see it.
I'll leave it at 7 1/4 and go back and check.
Okay. Um. What the heck? Move it. Can you move that down? Yeah. Well, that should definitely be fine. So I don't know. I guess that doesn't make any sense. It's saying that it's shorter. And yet we added more to it.
And we have a variable line which should shrink.
That should be the one that comes down. All right, let's delete the element and see what it takes out of there. Yeah, let's add it back in. And let's make it 3/8 just to see what, I don't know if it's 3/8 or 5/8, but anyway, we'll make it 3/8. All right, and we'll say okay to that. Now this time delete the element and say okay. Yeah, looking better, looking much better now. Okay, yep. I think we're in, but let's go double check to see, was it 3 5/8 or was it 3 3/8? There, it's 7 3/8 and 7 1/4. You can see the dimensions of it on the right hand
Oh,
side.
up on top.
Yep. Okay, so let's fix it. Was it 3/8 that we changed it?
I think I actually wrote 3/8. Let me just check. Yep.
Okay. Now let's zoom in on the top of that wall here in the preview. We got to move things a little bit. And that number 2, row number 2, let's just make it 4 instead of 4A. Let's see what happens. That's better. Now we got to line that stuff up. So it looks like our offset there is going to be, let's start the offset on that one is well, let's make it 0. And let's see what happens. And let's do the same to the one above it. No, we're going to have to offset it another inch. So -1. Let's see what happens if we go -1. All right, let's go, just go 1 then.
Oh, that did go 1. Just gotta put the
Yeah,
negative in.
I think you have to put the minus in front of the 0.
Yeah.
Okay.
There we go.
Say okay. Beautiful. And okay. Yeah, now I think it works. Now you're concerned about that. If you highlight the concrete floor slab, let's look at that. Okay, that's a wall. But there's a slab that you were concerned about going into the wall. See that slab?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, let's edit the boundary. So we've selected it. We'll go up to the ribbon and it says edit boundary. Now go to the basement plan. Any basement plan, basement floor. Yeah, okay, now zoom in there. Now that,
Pull it back to right there.
no, it looks
Right.
like it's exactly where it should be. All right, so let's X out of this. And let's go to the basement plan now, because I can see that your basement wall doesn't line up. It doesn't look like it does. And so let's zoom in there. And yeah, see how that basement wall doesn't line up? That wall should line up, should be aligned with that wall. So let's use the align tool. And nope, go to the vertical line to the left. Yes, click there and then click on the new, nope, to the other side. Yep, right there. And then we can clean it up. They're overlapping. I might just drag it to make that work. So hit escape, pick one of them and drag it. There you go. Okay, now let's go back to that section. I think we're going to be okay there. Let's just go zoom in on that section that goes through the. Yeah, now the floor is in the right spot. Okay. Because that garage floor would go up to the edge of the concrete wall, which it does.
And this
That
there.
is your subfloor.
That's the subfloor, and that's going into the stacked wall, so it needs to butt right up to the edge of it.
Yep. But before we do that, we want to make sure that your that wall is in the right location. So let's go back to the basement plan. And do you have a dimension in your basement plan yet?
I do not have that dimensioned.
Well, let's double check to make sure it's in even inches.
From here to here?
Nah, that's the footing, the dash line of the footing.
Yeah. So you want this
Yeah.
exterior.
Yes, yes. Okay, it is. So then what you wanted to do was correct. The only reason I say let's double check your dimension is so that you don't have to fix it twice.
Gotcha. Where do I see that going through this wall? So right here, I think this looks like it's correct to me, or does it need to go to the
Yeah, I would X out of that. Because when we look at the wall near the door that goes into the house from the garage,
Yeah.
zoom in there real close because it looks like they do not line up. And in fact, they don't, do they? So,
What are you saying? That this wall and this wall don't line up?
nope, the other side of the wall, the gypsum board doesn't line up. So first of all, you have something highlighted. So let's escape so we don't get that highlight there. Now zoom in there real close. You see the gypsum board on the right-hand side of that wall, right there?
This
Should
right
line
here.
up with the gypsum board on the wall
And
below.
this.
And it doesn't.
Right.
So what are we gonna do to make that happen? We're gonna have to fix that wall. All right.
Is it
So
easier? I mean,
what's the offset there? I think it's 5/8 of an inch. What's the difference? Yep, okay. Now let's click on your stacked wall. That's the door. All right, edit that type now. Edit the structure. And let's zoom in on the wall because we've decided that wall needs to move over by 5/8 of an inch. So the second row, let's click on that and see the third row. We're definitely the third row. That's got to move to the left by 5/8 of an inch. So that would be an offset. Okay, and the one above that, now that's got to move 5/8 of an inch also. Let's go above that one. Let's go in the view, let's pan down so we can see what's going on above. How does that line up? Let's zoom in there real close and see. That actually, I can't tell because you got it highlighted, so. Yeah, all right, that looks good. Let's go the next one above that. That one looks like we got to add 5/8 of an inch to it also. That didn't move it. Why did that not move it? There we go. And
apparently it doesn't like a 0 5/8 without a space. Now this one needs a little math of, is that 3/8 now? -3/8?
we'll try it, see if it lines up. See how your math is excellent. Say okay. And say okay again. Now it lines up. Now let's go see in that section, maybe your subfloor is in the right location now. Almost.
It actually looks like it could extend a little farther.
Yep.
Actually, I should stop it.
And let's look at that wall. What's wrong with that wall? Click on that. That wall is still going into the, yeah, what is, now your stacked wall looks okay, but what's that other wall that's going into the subfloor? What's that right there?
This red line.
Nope. Zoom back right over there. Click on that. See how that wall,
That's part of the stacked wall.
all right, so it's not quite right yet. We got
So
to,
this, I'm not sure if the subfloor needs to move up. I mean,
No.
it seems to be matching right at the
yeah, the subfloor is in the
elevation
right
line.
spot, but the stacked wall is not. So let's measure. Let's zoom out just a little bit and see what that cavity needs to be.
This little gap right there.
Yeah, but up from the red line. We're going to measure from the red line down to the next. Keep going down, all the way down to the next, which is right there, I think. Yes, what is that distance? 1 foot 1.5. So that's the distance that should be in your stacked wall. Is it? Let's double check.
One foot 1.5.
Okay.
This guy, I think.
Yep, that's what it should be. We're good. Say okay. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to put a vertical dimension that represents where everything should be in that wall. So we're going to go from the bottom of the basement wall to the grade. That would be the green line, the green level. From there up to the green. Oh,
From the top of the footing or from the grade line?
from the top of the footing, which is also the bottom of the basement wall, to the green line. And then from there, we need to go up to the, zoom in a little bit closer and over to the right, and up to that line right there. Yep. Okay. Then that looks good. And then to the red line. All right. Next one, we're going to go all the way up to the red line. Then to the red line. Keep going to the, yeah, to the red line. And then you can place it. So click on a void space anywhere, wherever there's a void space, because that'll place your dimension. Okay, so let's take a look at the dimensions. Now the 8 foot 11.5, that's the variable. So we aren't going to be able to change that without changing that. At 10, I think that was good too. That's 10.5 inches. I'm not sure, but yeah. And then 1 foot 1.5 is good. Okay. And then the next one is 10 foot 0 and 5/8. Okay. Let's see what we made that wall. Looks good. I can't read it, but I hope you can.
Yeah, I mean, it says 10 foot 0 and 5/8 right
Okay,
there.
we're good on that one. Say okay. And then we'll look at the next dimension, which is 1 foot.
1 foot,
Okay.
then 8 and 5/8. 1 foot.
right.
Oh, so I got a 6 foot 10 instead of an
No,
8
no.
and
Oh, but hold on. Though the addition of those three numbers has to add up to that whatever we just said it was. So did you just delete one?
off the stacked wall?
Yeah.
No,
All right. We had,
not to my knowledge.
there we go. So those three numbers, the 6 foot 10, the 7 1/4, and the 7 3/8, when you add those up, it has to equal whatever that dimension was.
Gotcha. Okay. 14, 20, 21. 8. It's 5/8.
I have a foot and inches calculator. If you tell me what that dimension is on this section, I can tell you what you have to have there.
Yeah, I've got 7 3/8 plus 7 1/4
Yeah,
plus 6'10".
is what?
Uh, it should equal 8'5/8. 8'0 5/8.
Does it?
In my head, I think it does.
All right, so we wanted to 8 feet, 0 inches and 5/8 minus 6'10" minus
7 1/4.
7 inches and a quarter minus 7 3/8. Is that what that
Yeah.
is?
Yep.
Yeah, you're right, it does. Okay, so we'll say okay to that, because those are absolutely what they're supposed to be. And yet, we got an issue here. Can you change the display so that that's white instead of black?
Yeah. I think it just goes off my computer's settings, but I did see it somewhere in here.
Options? See where it says options, the bottom?
Oh, yeah, there, got it.
You look at colors? Yeah. Okay. It makes it a little easier for me to see at a distance.
Yep, all good.
All right, so let's zoom in at the top and see what's going on. Okay, well, that top wall doesn't go. So let's look at the top okay, so your top constraint, we have highlighted this wall and it says your top constraint is to the level of the roof plan. That's the bottom constraint. You want it to be top of second floor wall. TO second floor
Floor
wall.
wall.
Now we should be okay. Let's go down and take a look at how it connects in all the spots. Ooh, there's another wall back there.
There's like 2 stacked walls that I'm clicking. So this is a basic second floor wall.
That might be in the background, but it's got to go to the same spot, which is the top constraint needs to be top of second
Okay.
floor wall. Okay. Okay.
This guy is a stacked wall, but it's not the. Is it possible there are 2 stacked walls in this row?
Yep.
Like in this column?
Yep.
Is that an issue?
Well, I think that's the one in the background.
Yeah, because it just highlights those 2 small little sections right there.
I just want to see the stacked wall that we made, which doesn't have brick on it. There we go. Now let's zoom in at the floor and see that it goes to the right spot. Bottom, yep, that's perfect. Let's go down to the next one. And that's perfection too. Yeah, that's where we had the issue of the wall going into the subfloor. Now it's right.
Okay, cool.
Very good. Excellent.
Thank you.
My
And
pleasure.
if I go back to the 3D, so now this guy. Oh, so my one question on the 3D is this orange right there. Sorry, this orange band. That would be underneath the shingles, but the gutters aren't like what gap am I seeing on the soffit?
Let's look at it in a section. I think it would be easier to tell what's going on. You got it. Yeah.
That's the underlayment of the shingles.
Right. There's got the
But in theory,
shingles and then you have the plywood roof sheathing.
Right, but there should be like a flashing between them or
It
something.
would be, yeah, definitely.
Okay.
And probably that, let's click on your gutter. And let's change the offset, horizontal, let's make it minus 1.5. Let's see what, that might be too much, but let's see. Yes, so make it minus 3/4. Yeah, that's more likely how the gutter would be attached to the fascia board.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Yeah, very good. Now that, oh, okay, take a look at your soffit. See that soffit right there? That soffit should go all the way
It should
back.
extend all the way in.
Yes. So you could edit the boundary. Yep. I would go to the second floor plan or, yeah, go to the second floor plan. And zoom in real close and you can see that's the outside edge. That was fine. It's the inside edge that wasn't. And I think that needs to go back. Yeah. Maybe go to the first floor plan. You got it. First floor arch. See it there? First tab on the
I
left.
actually don't see it.
That
Um,
works.
Oh,
Yeah.
first floor.
Any
That's
first
actually
floor works fine.
that's on the midterm prep file.
Okay. There you can see where you need to go to. Yeah. So you need to move that magenta line to align with your wait, I don't think I would do that. I would use the align tool. Yes. Now zoom in real close. All right. Now move your mouse to the right and then down, straight down. That's one more right there. Hit the tab key and click right there. That's where you want your soffit to line. So click on your soffit now, that magenta line straight up. There you go. And that's what you want it to line up with. On the
So-
three sides of the house. It might not be that side because that's a little bit weird, but it might also work. So let's try it anyway. Because remember, that's a different. No, it's not. So that should work.
I need to pull them in everywhere.
Yes, they all should line to the same spot. Use your tab key, hover over what you want, and then
Yeah, press the tab key. Nothing.
yeah, here's what's happening. You're right at the intersection of two walls. So Revit has no idea what you want. Move your mouse straight down a little more. Now try it. See, now Revit can understand that you're talking about that wall. Whereas
Gotcha.
before you were talking about an intersection of two walls and it just confused Revit. So zoom in real close.
Is it right here? No, it should be farther out.
It's the third line. Next one to the left. Yep, that one. There you go. All right, hit the green check mark. You got to hit the modify, that little modify tab. Yep, then the green. Now let's go back to that section and see if it went to the right spot. Yes, it did. That's where it would go to. Beautiful. Now, on your sheet, are you showing me this in any detail anywhere?
I'm honestly not sure off the top of my head.
All right, well, let's do it right now. Go to the view tab. And go to call out and do the drop down of the call out in the ribbon. Rectangle. Draw a rectangle around that. Yep. That's good. Now, let's hover over it and see what it's called. It should tell us, if you hover over the line, it should tell us section FB call out 1. All right, let's zoom out a little bit. We're not in a sheet, so let's go to a sheet.
Section sheet.
Yeah. And let's scroll up on the browser. That's on the left-hand side down at the bottom. That's your browser. Let's go back to that section FB1 call out 1 or whatever it is. It'll be in the sections area. Drag it over. Place it there. Now we can make it much bigger. So activate the view.
Can I change it right there or activate it first?
Yeah, I think you can. Yeah. Make it big. Deactivate and then drag it over. Yeah, okay.
Too big.
Be a little too big. Okay. Now, why did I ask you to do that? Because my 71-year-old eyes might not be able to tell that you did the soffit in the little section, but now I will be able to see it here. No, just click on it right now. You're good. Drag it up now. There you go. Now let's
Cool.
zoom in there real close because when you print it out, I'm going to be able to see that you have your soffit and your fascia, which is
Yep.
one of the things that are in the final project rubric that I look for.
Cool. And then if I want to move these overlapping texts on there, so then I need to activate my view.
I don't need to see the levels in this view, so why not just hide them? VG for visibility graphics. And I think that's annotation category. Go up to the top tab there where it says annotation, and then go down to levels. And say, okay. We don't need to see them there. Okay. Now, we don't really want to see the crop region either. So let's make the crop region a little bigger on the right-hand side. So let's actually click on it first and drag it to the right a little bit because we want to be able to see that whole wall that it's, well, yeah, I didn't want to do that. Yeah. Okay, that's good. And we don't need to see it in color either. So let's change the view display to hidden line, which is down at the bottom. Next one. Yeah. Okay, that's great. Now, deactivate the view. Now in the view tab, oh, it's already view. All right, up in the ribbon, it says grid guide. So look for the one that says grid guide. Click on that and click on label and say, okay.
Professor, good question. Are you here until when? So because almost like 2:45.
Yeah, till 3:20.
Okay.
Now, click on your label that's not this. Move your mouse down, right? That, you want to drag that down so that it lines up with that blue grid. A little higher, right? We want the top of it. You could zoom in closer to make sure you get it. So the line of that label should line up with the top of that blue grid. We still got to go some more. Drag it up some more. Keep going.
Like that?
No, keep going. But yeah, right there. See how that's where that should line up. And the center of the circle that has the number 1 in it should line up with the corner of that blue grid. So if you just click on the label,
Can I align this?
You can use your arrow keys to nudge it over.
Can I use the line?
I don't think so.
Like that?
Nope. The center of the
Center of it.
All right. Yeah. Now zoom out a little bit. Click on the drawing itself. Notice how you got a little dot at the end of the label?
This
Drag
guy.
that dot over to the other end of the grid. Yep. Very good. And we also don't need, you can activate it and turn off the crop region. We don't
Gotcha.
need to see that. That would be the little button down at the bottom. Yeah, do not crop. Or do not, I'm sorry, do not show the crop region. That's all we want is we don't want to see the crop region. Yeah, okay. Now, in real life, you'd label all of these components, but in this class, I just want to see that there's a soffit and a fascia. You have successfully shown me there's oh, look at your gutter though. We got to fix that gutter now too, don't we?
Yeah, I think we only fixed one gutter on one side.
Usually when we put the gutter in, I put it in all at the same time so that they're all connected. So that's okay. We'll just click on the gutter and say it's, what did we say? 3/4?
3/8 or
No,
3/4.
3/4. I think you're good. Let's zoom in just to make sure. Yep, exactly where you want it to be.
Cool.
They would mount the gutter right to the fascia like that.
Yep. Awesome. Thank you.
Very good. All right. Who else needs some help?
I need some help.
Okay, let's have a look.
Okay, let me share my screen. Can you see my screen?
It's coming up. Yep.
Okay, I'm trying to put a 2x6 underneath around, and I don't want to duplicate. I would rather download an existing 2x6.
Right, you have it in your, go to the structure tab. Go to the beam. And
But
you
it
look for a 2x6.
It doesn't come up. I look
Okay,
here.
let's take the 2x12 and edit the type.
Okay, that's what I didn't want to do. So I guess I have to do this.
Yeah, duplicate it.
Duplicate
You're gonna call it what?
2x6.
Absolutely correct. Now, what's the size of a 2x6? 1.5 by 5.5. So you got to change that 11.25 to 5.5 inches.
And this is now called B10. I don't know. I'm not gonna touch this.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about that. Okay, say okay.
Okay, let me just move this. I can select okay.
Okay, now let's just draw it in and see where it goes. Don't we worry about trying to put it in the right spot. Just put it in there somewhere.
The
We're gonna draw a
2x6.
section through there and look at where you actually put it.
Okay, I guess I'll just put it down over here. Let's say till here.
Yeah. Now
But
let's go take a look at it. Make sure there's a section that cuts through there. Well, and we can see that you put it in vertically. So we'll have to rotate it. So
Right, which was my next question. So
yeah. Cross section 0, 0, 0 in the properties, change it to 90. Let's see what happens.
so this is I'll have to go to
You selected it over in the properties now. You already selected it. No, yeah, it was right there
to which section should I go to?
where you
Okay.
were, but I can see it here too, but that's good. Zoom in.
No, I don't see it.
Oh, okay. Let's go back to that other section because you can see it there.
This is just the bond
Yeah,
around
go to the other section. I could see it there.
other section.
Yeah. Zoom in.
Or maybe I should go to 3D.
I see it right there. Right. Zoom in by it. You put it in the floor area. So zoom. Nope, that's the second floor. Go to the first floor.
Oh, right.
There it is. Zoom in there real close.
Oh, this is it, right.
No, that's not it, but that is. You have it in the background there. See it? That's it.
What is this then?
You put in a second one.
I
for
put
the
in a second
spacing.
one.
Yeah, the spacing is good, but there's your 2x6. You see it?
I guess this is it, yes.
Yes. Now over in the properties box, there it says it's 0 degrees. rotate it 90 degrees.
Let's see, rotation. Where's the rotation?
Cross section.
Cross section.
Up. Go up, scroll up a little bit. There it is.
This is geometric position. Cross section.
Make it 90.
Okay. Oh, now it's
go.
90.
Now, we can see it's in the wrong spot.
Sure,
We
but
want, but if we click on it, we know what the offset should be from where you put it.
I guess I'm gonna go to the 3D.
All right.
3D floor plans. I know what I just did. So it's trying to. Some reason
It's the other lines that are out there on the perimeter. Click on that. Where your mouse is right now. Oh, that's
This one?
Never mind. Yeah, you got to drag that up a little bit.
Or down. I guess this one. No, that wasn't it. I don't know why it doesn't work. It worked a few minutes ago.
I think it's the other. It definitely, that's the one. There you go.
That doesn't work. I guess I'll try again. Something is wrong.
Well, here's what I do. If it doesn't work, then go to one of the elevations. Click on the view cube and say front, left, rear. Now you can see it. That's it right there. Click on that line. And just drag it up a little bit or drag it down. There you go.
Oops. Okay. Actually, let's go back. Okay, so this is it. I do see it. I think this is it, maybe. No. So you think I should go to I guess maybe I should go to
It's there. I think you just needed to pan over a little bit farther. If you zoom out, you can see that it's there. Yeah, okay. Now rotate it just a little bit because we know it's there.
oops. To which side?
It's right in the back there.
Maybe I should go to the section view.
That'd be what I would do. Yeah.
Okay, so this is it. But for
Yeah.
some reason,
Now, where does it have to be? We said it has to be minus 1 foot, 1.5 inches. So in the properties, we would say minus 1 foot, 1.5 for the, I think it's the Y or Z direction. So
I
scroll
think
down
that
to the
has to be,
properties.
I think that has to be only minus a foot.
Okay, we can try it. But go down in the properties to I think it's the Z offset. Yeah, minus a foot.
Minus 1 foot. It didn't move.
So let's try the Y offset. Make that minus a foot.
Oh, I see, because we rotated it.
And we'll change the Z offset back to minus 3/4.
Okay, so
You have to select it in the view.
I think it's
That's it.
really back. Okay.
So Y offset minus a foot. Watch, let's see what happens. I think it's more than that, but let's see.
negative a foot. Or actually, this is an inch. Nothing happened.
It's
Oh,
now,
it did. This is it? No, or
I don't know. I would cut a section through in the,
yeah, this is it. This should, but this is, so what I would do is I would go to the other section. I don't know what I'm supposed to see it over here.
yeah. So let's look at it in 3D and see what we can see and what we can't see.
Oh, it is over here. I guess, can I, let me, I guess I'll just hide this. Can I hide it?
Yeah, right click.
I just move this away. Um,
Hide in view.
I don't
Element.
know. Oh, no, that's not gonna help me. I wanted to hide. What is this?
That's a 2x12.
Okay, so the problem is I'm supposed to see it in the section view, in one of the section views. I do see it. I do see something over here, which would I believe this is it, or not? No, maybe not. Since I don't see it over here, um, I don't know why this is so. It shouldn't be that difficult.
It shouldn't be, but it is. So let's go back to that other section. We know that it's there on the other side of the house, the other.
Right.
So make a new section. Just tell it you want to draw a section, go up into the quick access toolbar. All the way at the top, keep going. Yep, right there. And just draw us and draw a section through where we think it should be.
It doesn't allow me.
Yeah, because it's turned off, so you have to turn your sections on. So that's no big deal. VG for visibility graphics. I think that's an annotation category. I'm not sure, but that would be the tab at the top that says annotation category. And then S for sections.
They're all they're all checked.
Well, then it should be there.
So what I would do is I would go to the first floor plan, and I do have this new
Yeah.
section that I created.
I'd go to that view. Yep.
So let's just go to consistent colors.
Yes, but you also have to make it fine resolution. Right now, it's coarse. Yes, very good. All right, we should be able to see it now.
We should be able to see it. But I don't see it.
It's on the other side of the house. Not there, it's on the back, right?
What is this? The other side of the house?
Right there, where the kitchen is. Didn't it go through the kitchen or not? Am I mistaken? There it is.
Oh, there it is.
Now, what do? We moved it up a foot in the Y direction, so let's move it down a -foot in the Y direction. Or
I-
just a +foot then. Get rid of the minus.
Okay, that was, I guess, rid of the minus.
There we go. We still got to move it down 3/4 of an inch.
Or a half an inch.
Okay.
Let me measure it. I think it's a half inch. Oh, 3/4. Okay.
All right. Now we want to align it with the face of the plywood.
This face.
Yes. Yes, perfect. Now it's in the right location.
But now if I go
Have
to
to
the
drag it
section,
around. So let's make a let's make it easy for ourselves here. Let's make another copy of the basement plan. Let's duplicate it.
Another copy of the basement structure.
Oh, we could do the first floor. Let's do that one. Yeah. Duplicate it. Duplicate the view with detailing. Okay, there it is. You see it?
I didn't actually have to duplicate. I can just go in here, but now I can see it.
Yeah, but I would have I would have cut it a little bit lower so we didn't see the framing. But that's okay. You're right. You didn't have to if you want to use it there.
Okay, so now I can just. So I'll do it.
All the way around the outside of the house and on top of the beam as well.
Right, for some reason it doesn't want to stretch all the way.
I think that's a property. So let's hit escape and click on it.
Escape,
You're still-
escape.
Yeah. Now let's look at the properties. End extension, 1.5 inches. We want that maybe to be 0 in the properties. Yeah, make that 0. Let's see what happens. Nope, that wasn't it. Y offset.
So maybe what I would do is I would move it this end to this side, and on this side I would stretch it on the other side. Like this. Now
Yes.
it worked.
Yep.
Okay, so I would do the same for this side, this side, this side, and on top of the beam, right?
Yes, and I would because the 2x6 is in the right location elevation wise, I would copy it.
So I would so you say I should just do and not create. I shouldn't create similar.
We can try it, but
Or
I think
actually,
it might be a problem.
might be a problem. Okay, so let's go to this corner and just copy it. Yes. And then I'll just align it.
It would align with the outside face. You aligned it to the inside face of your bond beam or your rim joist. It should go all the way to the outside.
Now it's good.
Yes.
So now let's go to the section and see if we can see it. Yeah, so now we see it over here. And what about this extra gap over here?
Well, it's a 2x6 and your basement wall is 10 inches or 12 inches wide. So yeah, there's going to be a gap.
Got it. And on this side as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
was it.
guys, I noticed something. If we go back to your first floor structure and go to the beam. Look at what you did. You didn't change your structural system to sit
Oh,
on.
right. I moved it up, but I didn't. Yeah, I see. So I guess I'll have to go to the boundary
Yep.
and add a boundary. I guess I'll have to align this with this. And now that should be it. And do the same for the other side. I know how to. I guess that would be this. This. Right, it does not allow me. For some reason it doesn't allow me. Let's try again. Lines cannot intersect each other. The hello lines currently intersect.
Well, it's the first time I've ever seen that. But I guess maybe they're saying that the magenta lines can't be on top of each other? That doesn't make any sense.
Wait, so let me go quit. No. So I guess this belongs, this goes there. So let's try again. Align, I guess. Let's try
That
again.
should work. I don't know why that didn't work before.
Doesn't work.
Well, let's go over to the other side and see if the magenta line's not connected over there.
Oh,
Oh, there you go. Yeah. You got to move that back.
this, I'll just delete. Let's see what happens. Yeah. I don't know what those extra lines were.
You cut an opening for the stair.
So
I would undo a couple times. So you see that, okay, now that line, the magenta line's got to go back. Send, not that one, but the other one. That one, move it to the other edge of the beam. All the way, not that
here,
edge, but the other edge. Yeah, I would move it all the way back to there.
what is this? What this is for this
Yeah,
stairs.
you cut an opening for the stair. So move that, just move it back to the other edge of the beam. Let's see what happens.
Okay. So I'll just delete and move it over.
Should be good now.
Should be good. But maybe the joist is not supposed to go all the way till after the beam over here.
Well, let's see what happens.
Now it's good, but what happened to
I think
these?
those are unpinned, so you have to move them individually. They're not part of the system anymore.
So what about the stairs? Um, are they? I guess we're gonna have to look on 3D.
Well, let's take a look through the section through the stairs. Do they clear the beam or do they not clear the beam? We need the section going in the other direction.
Side section. Um, let's see. This is the side section. This is the other section.
Yeah, it looks like you're okay. That beam does not interfere with your stairs. So you're good.
I mean, it does come up right below till this point.
I think you're good. Whether that beam was there or not, the stairs would still work. You still got to put that plate on top of the beam, but it still looks like you got clearance.
Yeah, got it. Okay, I'll just complete that. Also, no, never mind. Okay, this is it. Thank you.
Right. Let's take attendance. Let me do that.
Just to remind you that Steve, Stefan, and someone else left.
Yeah, Terrell and Stefan, right. Okay, so we're gonna start here. Oh, that's a weird one. Oh, Bravo Flores.
I'm here.
1 for 1. Okay, Mr. Four Names. We'll call you Anthony for today. You still here?
Here.
All right. And Sebastian
Oh, here.
and Ephraim. Ephraim? Mr. Finkel, Samuel Finkel.
Yep, that's me.
All right. And Ishmael. He's not been coming.
I'm
David.
here, I'm here.
Oh, you are?
Sorry. Yeah, sorry.
All right. Then we got David. David's usually here. So let's keep looking here. Mohammed,
Yeah, good evening, I'm here.
Stefan is the one we wanted to mark here. Emmanuel,
I'm here.
and Peter.
Here, Professor.
All right. And Khan, Islam. Carlos,
Here.
Terrell is the other one that we're supposed to remember. So I got them both. Richmond, Addison, Addison, I thought you were here, but maybe not.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm here.
And Robert,
There's 2 people in chat saying their
Here.
mics don't work.
Yeah, Robert's here.
okay. Abdul,
Here.
I'll go back to get the people in chat in a second. Kevin, and Jax,
Here.
and Anthony. Okay. Kevin W is here. Gotta fix him. And Feldman, did I get you wrong here? Let's see. What about Anthony Brandon? Were you here? All right, back to Feldman. Yeah, okay. All right, last questions. We're gonna call it a day.
Yeah, I had a question, Professor.
Let's hear it.
So for the project, how far should it be along?
Look at the rubric. You should look at the rubric and see what you have completed and what you haven't. And if you have whatever you haven't completed and you know how to complete, you should be doing it. So we got the rubric in the content area of Brightspace. Just go down the rubric and see, do I have all of these things located? Anything you don't have created on your plan, then you need to add it. Anything that you don't understand how to add into your plan, then we'll either cover it in class, or we can do it in office hours, or we can do it in a private Zoom meeting. Does that make sense?
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Anybody else? Okay, that's it for today. Next week is the midterm in online.